And welcome to another episode of Back from the Future, where we like to talk about all things retro from the past and from the present and from the future. And what better way than to talk about retro stuff is Batman himself. And you know, he's, I guess for most kids growing up, he's always been a childhood favourite, along with Spider-Man and Wonder Woman and so forth from the DC universe. And today anyway, I'm joined with my lovely co-host.
Hello Earthlings, my name is Zelda, and we are your first AI compliant YouTube presenter.
So basically, we're going to be doing a detailed deconstruction of Batman Dying is Easy, which has just hit the hit YouTube recently in the last few days, and it's racked up already a few million hits, and I reckon it'll hit 20, 25, maybe even 30 millions upwards. So let's ask Zelda a little bit more about Batman Dying is Easy.
Batman Dying is Easy is a superhero fan film made by Aaron and Sean Schoenke, based on the Batman franchise. It stars Kevin Porter as Batman and Aaron Schoenke as the Joker. The film is the third Batman fan film the brothers after City of Scars in 2010 and Seeds of Arkham.
Right, I will be posting links to all of that in the description to the previous film, and also Batman Dying is Easy. So without further ado, let's have a look at this cinematic masterpiece that Aaron and his brother Sean Schoenke have directed and produced. First of all, we see the new Batman suit. I kind of like it because it's not like a totally rubber suit. The next shot is the Batmobile, again very, very beautiful. I think it's hard to get the Batman vehicle right in any movie. The Michael Keaton movie, they got that absolutely spot on. I mean, I think in most cases I would say that's the definitive Batmobile. The definitive, not the one from the 60s even, but that's just my opinion. And that's how it feels to me. The Tumbler wasn't bad either, and the one in Dying is Easy, again, very, very nice the way they've done that. Right, the next sequence we're going to get onto is the first fight sequence, and again, this is amazing choreography, very tight, close-knit shots, very well thought out, very well choreographed, very well believable. Even when the gunshots go off, you see the frame shake as well, and I like the bit where he punches and some blood goes into the lens. We see the Mad Hatter come out, and again the camera shakes when the gun goes off. And this is interesting how Batman and the lighting is absolutely amazing. You just look at how dark that looks, you can't even see Batman's face. And I think it's interesting how even the art direction, you look at the background, it's perfect. And I like the way that Batman kicks the Mad Hatter in the crotch, which says something very unnerving about his personality, the Mad Hatter's that is. Now this scene you hear where the girl grabs Batman is very reminiscent, and it's a nice shot of the camera pulling away, which I think shows how emotionally, in one respect, disconnected he is. But that shot reminds me very reminiscent of Paul Verhoeven's RoboCop, the scene where a blonde woman gets attacked by two guys, and you see how she clings on to RoboCop, but RoboCop is very stoic, very unemotional, if you know what I mean. I think that was very characteristic of that shot. Next we have Michael Madsen meeting Batman. Now the thing about this shot, I'm going to say, is it looks like Michael Madsen is wearing trainers, and this kind of sort of makes me think, why would Michael Madsen be wearing trainers? It just doesn't fit right. I mean, maybe he turned up on set with a pair of trainers. I've actually seen Michael Madsen in real life one time. In London, he just popped out of a back cab and went into a haircutter's in Soho called Tommy Guns, and he literally looked like he'd walked off the set of Reservoir Dogs. But you know, in this sequence, he plays Harvey Bullock, the sort of burnt out, clumsy cop that he plays in the comic, and he doesn't do too bad of a job on it. We're much more used to seeing him play more masculine roles, not such a role where he looks so broken, and that's how he looks now. He's saying that Commissioner Gordon's in hospital. According to the comics, Commissioner Gordon was in hospital because he had a heart attack because of something that Harvey did, and I'm not quite sure what he did, but that's the reason why Commissioner Gordon's probably in hospital and he's taken over. He used to be a bent cop, but after what happened to Commissioner Gordon, he sort of like retrospectively looks at his life and then turns around and turns over a new leaf. And this is, I think, the transition period we're seeing. And this shot right here we're seeing of Kevin Porter looks totally amazing. Look at the way this scene is lit. I understand it's probably green screen as well, but the framing on this movie is absolutely beautiful. Kevin Porter sells as a very, very convincing Batman to me. Very, very convincing. His acting is absolutely spot on in my mind. I connect his acting with the look and feel of how Batman truly, really is. What more can I say? Every frame is a Rembrandt almost in this movie with it. But apart from that, I'm happy. Look at the outside of Arkham Asylum. Looks absolutely amazing. This is how I would imagine Arkham Asylum to look like. Very sort of grandiose. Again, we've seen Batman. I mean, look at the set design on this. Absolutely amazing. You would not want to be somebody who's trapped in Arkham Asylum. This is done amazing. The set design is amazing. Okay, yeah, we got Mr. Freeze. A shot of Mr. Freeze. I don't know who this character is, but again, if we look at it for a second, the art direction is amazing. We see this bald character, the way he's working out. I mean, just look at it, and I think on the back of the wall it shows how many kills he's had. This is absolutely stunning, this shot. I really like this. Again, we have the Riddler. I mean, even this scene where he talks is absolutely, and his acting, his eyes, the way he moves his eyes, his actions, absolutely great. Brilliant. I'm not sure who this character is, but again, his acting is very well done. And then we have Poison Ivy. Even from this shot here where she walks up to the glass, you can see she's very broken and very damaged. And then we got Harlequin. Again, this is done quite nicely as well. I like that. But what's interesting about this whole movie, actually I'll mention this point at the end, I think, and we'll just carry on to the next shot. Again, the camera's quite low and we get to see Batman looking like a very big, menacing individual, just the way the camera angles make him look. Now here we get to the part of the Joker, played by Aaron Schoenke, as I mentioned before, and let's just have a look at this sequence here. Lamb to the slaughter. I like that. Lambs to the slaughter. That's a little Easter egg right there. And you see that little spider there as well, showing how trapped in a web they are. Chess again. I also think the chessboard is very reminiscent of a moving chess called The Fool's Mate, where checkmate occurs in the fewest number of moves. How everything is, he's very strategic individual. Just these little subconscious nuances that they have in the shots tells you the warped mind of the Joker. And I'm going to be honest here, this is one fine piece of acting by Aaron Schoenke. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. This is, the way this is shot, very, very close up, very intense. I must say, this is a masterpiece of the movie. I mean, it's very deeply psychological and thought-provoking. How, in one respect, Batman and the Joker have such a symbiotic relationship. They can't live with each other. They can't live without each other. It's interesting how, in one respect, they're at opposite ends of the spectrum, and in other respects they're not. Their relationship is very, very complex, and there's some deep cerebral gameplay that goes on between the both of them. Batman has, in so many instances, wanted to kill the Joker, but every time he somehow comes up with something in his mind that stops him from doing so. And I think this dynamic is very well played out within this film, and this is what I like, and I think this is what they got so right, and how Batman always seems to be able to play the Joker, and how the Batman does it is, I like this scene where the Joker tries to wind up Batman and starts to get him angry, and that scene where the girl sort of seemingly pops out the picture, I think was amazing. This was really well done, and and again how the director can capture the drama and the tension between Batman and the Joker is amazing. They must have spent so much time on this and so much devotion and dedication to getting this right. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Jared Leto has got nothing on this guy, Aaron Schoenke. But what is interesting is if you try to compare this Joker with the 2019 version of the Joker, there is a difference between the two. But I think both performances are amazing in that respect. Joaquin Phoenix did an excellent job of playing the Joker, but if you compare this Joker done by Aaron Schoenke compared to Joaquin Phoenix, they're different, but they're equally as good. But again, you can't really. But on the other hand, you can't really compare, because we didn't have a scene where Joaquin Phoenix actually squared off to Batman, so that would have been quite an interesting dynamic. I don't know if that'll ever get done. Also about the whole Batman and Joker scenario is Batman just loves playing the Joker off against himself, and how the Joker always thinks that he's in control when he's dealing with the Batman, but Batman somehow always seems to know what he's getting up to and manages to turn the tables on him. And in a way, I think that the Joker enjoys that challenge, having the tables turned on him, and he seems to get quite a lot of sadistic pleasure out of basically being the underdog in the power struggle between the Batman and the Joker. In that respect, I think this is an interesting thing. I think he knows that possibly the Batman will beat him. Maybe he allows him to do that so he can play the victim. And I think that's what it boils down to, is the Joker likes to play essentially the victim card by showing how smart he thinks he is, but then being played again with the Batman. And I think it is a very interesting and yet beautiful dynamic between the two. Also, when finally Batman's done with him, he sort of throws him away like he's like a disposable commodity, And I like the way the camera just pans away to leave the Joker to basically live with his inner demons that are absolutely ravaging his mind and driving him absolutely insane. So the next, we're basically wrapping up the movie now, and we see the end where Harvey Bullock speaks to the Batman, and we kind of resolve the story here. I mean, you can see that Harvey doesn't really give Batman the kind of respect that he's due. He's not somebody who actually respects himself, and I think that Harvey Bullock is the kind of person who can't even look at himself in the mirror, let alone look up to anybody else. And but you know what the interesting thing is, the Batman can always keep his composure. He's very stoic in his own way, and I think that's very well played out by Kevin Porter within the movie. The next scene, we have the Batman looking over Gotham City, and this has been done so well. Again, cinematography is amazing, and it just captures the essence of the Batman, and also Gotham City, the gargoyles, everything, the camera panning out, and how he talks about how the death of his parents have left a massive gaping wound within him. And the whole film is really about, in a way, gaping wounds, and that's, the loneliness also that Batman has within himself. Now here we have a little surprise. If you watch the end credits, they have a little shot of the Catwoman played by Titania Never, and this scene is absolutely amazing. We see the Batman coming up to the Catwoman, and you can see that there is an awful lot of sexual tension between the two. And Batman doesn't have a lot of vices, but I think the Catwoman is if he has one, it's definitely the Catwoman. The whole thing about the Batman, I mean, especially this movie or any other Batman movie, is essentially about people who are broken and how they countercompensate for the fact that they are destroying from the inside out. Whether it be Batman, the Joker, the Riddler, they're all about very deeply psychologically disturbed individuals in one sense or the other, playing on one end of the spectrum to the other, but they're unified in the fact that deep down they're hurting all inside, and they find different ways to countercompensate and deal with it. And I think that's what the essence of the Batman movies are about. Wow, that was amazing. I was very, very, very impressed by that. What more can I say? These guys, I don't know, they are amazing. This movie is, I can't help watching it over and over again. It is fantastic. Zelda, tell me, what did you think of the movie?
Wow, this was interesting film. This is a step up from City of Scars in terms of production value on many levels. The Schoenke brothers really went to town. This is amazing how they managed to put this film together for a paltry budget of only $75,000. This money was raised through Indiegogo. Fans donated money to make their dreams come true of a Batman movie done right. This just goes to show how talent prevails over money.
Yeah, I mean, can you believe it? Only $75,000 to make this cinematic opus, this masterpiece. It's unreal. I urge you, I in fact beg you to join their Patreon account and help them out with their channel, and hopefully make some more interesting movies. As I said, I'll be putting links towards the films that they've done in the past, like the Arkham one and City of Scars. These guys are fantastic, and I'm just hoping that at some point something really big happens to them in the future. Like Zelda, do you think they could actually get you know, a motion picture made, or even given the Batman franchise to them?
You know what the industry is like? It's not what you know, it's who you know. Most studio executives could not spot a good deal in a fire sale. The other issue is studios don't give indie directors enough credit because deep down, they are very insecure and jealous of their talent. However, saying that, all they need is to find a good studio executive that believes in them and is willing to back them. So let's wait and see what happens. If they can get the buzz going within the industry, someone might take them under their wings. We will have to wait and see.
Well, yeah, you heard it from Zelda herself. I can't wait to see what happens to the Schoenke brothers. I mean, look, they've done it all. They've directed this movie, they produced this movie. Aaron Schoenke even wrote it, and it starred Aaron Schoenke as well. Music was done by Sean Schoenke, edited by Aaron Schoenke, and the editing was in particular amazing. You know, like I said, it was faultless. I couldn't really pick anything, and you know, they even got that guy Michael Madsen from Reservoir Dogs in it. You know, that was, you know, I mean, he's very well known in Hollywood circles. I mean, he was in Pulp Fiction, probably one of his greatest acting roles, and of course Reservoir Dogs. So what more can I say? Oh, one thing I was going to say, if you remember within the movie, the Riddler goes to himself, what do I own yet is used by somebody else? And I wanted to ask you, Zelda, do you know the answer to that riddle at all?
There are two possible answers you can give. The first is your name, and the second is your phone number. They are both owned by you but used by everyone else.
Wow, Zelda has. That girl with her AI brain can answer anything. She is amazing in herself. What more can I say? You know, guys, you know, I think we're going to wrap this up. Zelda, is there anything more you wanted to add?
If you liked this video, please feel free to subscribe to our channel, press the bell notification button, and get notified when a new video comes out. Please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Please leave comments and let us know what your thoughts and suggestions are for future videos.
And I'll see all you guys and girls in the future, if there is one.